Hi, I'm just making a reaction video to show how I incorporate the vital wheat gluten along with the pink mixture, and then this next step that goes on. Somebody gave me a comment. I literally just saw the comment and I happen to be making ham right now. So excuse me, everything looks a little bit messy, but that's the reason why, because I wasn't expecting to make a video. But anyway, feathers max on 16, 19, sorry, I can't remember the numbers now. If I press out of it, I'll stop recording again. But I understood your issue or your question was, how do I get the point from the mixing of the vital wheat gluten with the pink mixture? How do I get it to the point where the consistency looks okay? I think I covered a lot of this in my written tips, which were inside of the menu sheet that I did on Google Docs. But if I missed something, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to see if I can cover it up for you now. So basically in the video, I used about 4 cups of vital wheat gluten. I already mixed the pink and I found ways of making this a little bit faster. So what I tend to do is I make 2 batches of my my seasonings, right? So I make 2 batches. One I'm going to basically put away in the fridge because I don't want it to get clumpy, but basically I put all the powders that are for the ham together except the vital wheat gluten. And then for the white mixture, I put all of the starchy membrane. I put all of that together, and I do put the little half a cup of vital wheat gluten in this, which is fine. And instead of mixing it separately now, all I do is I put the water in the blender first, and then I pour all the powders in, put a little bit extra water here and there if I need it. And then I come up with this result. And so that one that's over there, sorry, excuse my untidy kitchen. That one that's over there is going to be put in the fridge as well as that one. So that I can make ham easier the next time. So that tends to be how I do it now, and I just make it a little bit easier on myself. For the pink mixture, I basically put everything together and in here, and then I just put the water in, and I put all of that powder in with the water. Which is a little bit different to how I did it in the original video. I would mix the chickpea flour along with the vital wheat gluten. I don't do that now. I'm trying to cut off as much time as I can to my original recipe. So now I'm just going to measure out 4 cups, and when I come back, they will be in there, and then I'll show you what comes next. Okay, so my 500-gram bag is empty now. It was 4 and a touch cups. I'm not that worried about it because the texture will work out fine. That's in the mixer. The only thing I need now is to pour my pink stuff in. I've already blended it because I read the comment after I had blended this. And I'm actually using a little bit less oil, actually quite a lot less oil at the moment, because I'm on a health kick and I'm trying to minimize my oil consumption. So here's the pink mixture, which is almost 1,000 mils. I don't know what that is in ounces. So all I'm going to do now is just pop this down here. It would help if I turned it on. 1 sec. Okay, it's plugged in now, and I'm going to show you exactly what I do, and hopefully it'll make it clear. So all of this will be used here, but I did put a little bit extra water in here because I'm going to probably end up putting a little bit more, or I might do 2 batches of this because there's a bit of extra. But ignore that. Let me just show you the rule rather than the exceptions. So all I'm doing is pouring in, and there's 4 cups here, so I don't want to put all of this. That's way more. I'm just going to put that enough amount, which is about half of that. I'm going to let that go. But I can already see it needs to kind of be scooped down at the edges. I'm just going to open it up. Sorry, baby. This is my green god, my gold goddess. That's not what it's called. I can't remember what the brand is. But my mum got this for me for one of my birthdays, so I take very good care of it. And we live about 8,000 miles maybe more than that, probably almost 10,000 miles apart from each other in a different country. So every time I use this, it reminds me of her. All right, so now I've pushed that down and let that keep going, and I can see that what I've got probably needs more because there's quite a lot of powder in there. So I'm going to add a little bit more, and I'm not worried about adding this. Like, it's not going to get uncontrollable because the actual you know, if it's too runny, I could always add more vital wheat gluten. If it's too you know, thick, I can always add a little bit more of the liquid. So again, I'm going to pause this, take that up, do that, and what I'm doing is I'm pulling from the bottom. And yeah, this is probably enough to manage all of the liquid. So I'm just going to pour this liquid a little bit around the edges. And again, I'm not fearful about how much of this liquid I'm using. It looks like a lot, but like I said, if I add another another cup of the vital wheat, it's in my favor because it means I get more ham out of it. All right, so I'm gonna let that run again. This is all in real time. Sorry for those of you who want edited stuff, but I wanted to show the real deal Holyfield. All right, there you go. So that's now gonna be mixing the way I want it. See how it's starting to clean the edges? I'm really happy with that. So now what I'm gonna do, because it's coming up kind of high, is I want to actually split this in half and then let it run for about 5 minutes at least. 5-6 minutes each part. That's what I'm gonna do. Because even though you can leave it all running like this, I feel like it stretches the golden goddess, and I don't want to ever break it. The reasons I mentioned before. So let me pause this now and, well, let me stop the machine and then show you exactly what it looks like so far. Okay, so it's already taking form. It's not stressed. It's very malleable, very easy to manipulate and move around. It's wet, or it feels wet-ish. Not super wet, but it feels wet-ish. See, my hand's got a little bit of the grease on it. And the bowl itself is completely clean. And out of that, whatever it was, almost 1 litre, almost 1,000 mils, it's now at 250. See that? I don't know if this is real true, but this is what it says on the side of my blender. So I've used about 750. And like I said, I had added more water to my pink mixture earlier, probably a cup extra, just under a cup extra. Anyway, so I just want you to just be able to see this. This is malleable. It's really nice. It doesn't it sticks together somewhat, but it will break if you stress it. So now what I want to do is basically get this to go in half and then let it have the space that it needs to just work on that. I wouldn't add any more vital wheat gluten to this. Absolutely no more than that. It's perfectly enough. It's not gooey, it's not gloopy. You can hold it, and it's just really, really good quality. All right, so now I'm gonna put it back on, and I'm using setting 1 on my stand mixer, and I'm just gonna let this marinate for 5 minutes. It is currently that time, and I will prove that I'm coming back in 5 minutes. All right, so I'm not going to take recording time, but I'll pause this and I will be back in 5. Okay, I am 1.5, almost 2 minutes in. I have pushed this down just to make sure all of it is getting its fair shot. I do not recommend you do this with anything other than a silicone spatula, and don't stick it in the blender part, just kind of keep it to the edge. If you break your blender, don't come to me. This is at your own risk. But anyway, I just wanted to keep moving, and then now that it's kind of like moving nicely, I'm going to switch it up to 2. Give it a good beating up. Need to call the ham police for this assault. And I'll leave that on for another 2 minutes, and then that will be our 5 minutes. Okay, drawing up on 4 minutes now. 5 minutes, should I say. My alarm's going off. And I can turn this off now. And I want to show you the difference between this and the original one. So this is how we started, if you remember. That's how it looked, and this is how it's looking now after a few minutes. Let's see if I put on the, let's see if you guys can see better. There we go. All right, so this is how the original one looks. Okay, it's actually going to be stronger because it's been sitting there for 5 minutes, but that's the original, okay? It's what we started with. This is what it looks like now. It's going to be a little tougher to the touch. It will be a lot stronger because it's had the time kneading. And it's harder to get your finger through it. Oh, putting in quite a bit of effort for that. All right, so you can see the difference between the two after 5 minutes. This is perfect, and I'm going to put that to the side, stick this one in here, and then put this one in here. And then I'm going to do the same process again. All right, and then this now should answer the question of what happens with the vital wheat gluten during the process when you're mixing it, and how do you mix it to make sure it kind of comes out the way that you want. In the original video, I think I just said 5 minutes of mixy business, but now you know what happens during that 5 minutes of mixy business. And as you can see, I've got a little bit extra left over, and I might put a little bit extra vital wheat gluten and just make a little bit extra with that little bit of liquid left over. But what I'll do is I'll add another 300 mils to it. It's got all the seasoning is in there, so I've got everything in there that I need. I just need to add some more water because it's not enough water, and then I'll make another batch. So I'll do that right now, let you see. So let's put this on to 1 for maybe 1 to 2 minutes. All right, now I'm just gonna get some more water and top this up. Let me go and get that water. All right, here we go. Got my water. Let me get that up to like 500. Yeah, that'll do. Just give that a little swish. It's going to be slightly lighter in color, and one thing I like about doing that is when I meld them together, you'll have like a slightly darker color of pink, and then you have this slightly lighter color. And what I'll do is add a little bit of the membrane just to make things a little bit more fun, so it's a little bit lighter even still. And the membrane has all this great seasoning in it, so that's a bonus. Just give that a little bit of a swish. And you'll see the color of vital wheat that I get from that is going to be lighter. Should be lighter. Or if you want it to be crazy and go like darker than that pink, you can just add more of the food coloring. But I'm fine with this. And this will give me like a whole nother week of ham with barely any extra effort. Okay, so I'm up to 2 minutes now. Just gonna open up, unravel my darling. Put these 2 little bits there, close that down and put it on to speed 2. And in my mixer, you can't go above speed 3 if you're using the knead. You're not supposed to. So this would be like medium speed, not low, not the highest, just medium. If your numbers are fine. And I'll just let it heat that up for another 3 minutes. By the time you come back, I should have my I'm going to open another packet of Vital Wheat gluten and get that ready. So I'm going to pause for another 2.5 minutes. Okay, it's been 5 minutes and I've just spilled all this Vital Wheat gluten down my leg. Oh joy. Inside my outlets. Oh joy. I'll be back in 20 minutes. Okay, the floor is clean, the outlets are okay. I'm going to resume. I've washed my hands, of course. So I'm going to put, I don't know, maybe three cups of Vital Wheat to make up this next one. And yeah, you'll probably notice I'm not being like regimented on the amount of Vital Wheat. I'll put a little bit less on this one because I'm doing everything with one hand for you guys. Alright, so that's 3. This is already in here. I could probably blitz it again, but I'm not going to because I can't be bothered. Alright, so a little bit of a shaking down the bottom, and then if I need any more liquid, I'll stick a little bit more water in here, but I don't think I'll need much more. Maybe a little bit, but not much. Alright, and that's it. And that will be this, and then I'll probably do one more with just white and with some of this. And that will mean that I'll have like white to interlace with the ham. Oh, just as a tip, if you ever drop Vital Wheat gluten, do not use water to clean it up. Use a vacuum cleaner. If you don't have a vacuum cleaner, use everything dry. Do not wet it because you're going to then have meaty texture everywhere. And then what I'll do is just kind of do the blending of this stuff with the white membrane as well. I can see it will definitely need just a tad of water, so I'm going to get that. Okay, Golden Goddess is already screaming. She might pop up on her own. You can see the colour of that is a lot lighter in colour than this pink, which is what I expected because I used a lot more water than there was seasoning left. And that will make up something nice to incorporate to change the colour. And the colours won't bleed. This colour will be this colour, that will be that colour, so the colours won't bleed off. One seems a little bit wetter, but it has more than enough powder in there, and there's more than enough liquid in there for it to balance itself out. So I'll just leave that for a couple of minutes. And it's not as much as earlier, so I don't feel like I have to split it up just yet. I'll just let it incorporate a little bit more. And test it. If it's too wet, for my feeling, I might add like a little dusting. Yeah, it's a little wet, so I'll add a little dusting of Vital Wheat, but not much, just a little dusting. But you can see this is what it looks like if you make it too wet. There's more water in here, so I'm just gonna add a little dusting of Vital Wheat. That's probably 2 tablespoons. I know it's difficult working with Vital Wheat gluten because it took me some time to be able to get to this point to make my own recipes. But just try not to let it intimidate you. Just go along with it. As long as the dough is good, your meat should be okay as long as you don't turn up too high. Just trust yourself, trust the dough, and listen to the dough. And remember, this is going to be kind of resting overnight, because the longer you rest it, I mean, I know some people will make it right away. I'm not going to do that because I want a better result, but even if you leave it for a few hours, it's good for it to just sit there and rest, absorb all the water, and really just be a much better product. So, and if you're watching this and you're doing this recipe for your restaurant or your meal prep business with your family, please leave a comment and let me know anything you've got on your mind, how it can be made easier, any pitfalls. I think I've listed a lot of them, but things that I might not have thought about, just let me know in the comments. I do read the comments. You can see here now it's fully incorporated, and that was only a little bit of quite a weak gluten that I used. So I'm happy now with that. It's not wet anymore. I'll show you. It's not wet. It's just dry. It's not wet, so it's fine. And I'll split these two up, send one to the back of the classroom, and let that go for 5 minutes and the other one go for 5 minutes. Then I'm going to incorporate and continue with the video steps that I talked about in the video. I'm just going to go ahead and read the comment again. I'll just make sure I haven't left anything out that Feathers Maddox, I think, was asking me. So other than that, this is pretty much a done video. Hopefully I've clarified the mixing process and what it looks like and where it could go wrong, but how to resolve that and how to make sure you use up all of the ingredients to get as much ham as you can out of one set of work. So I'm getting a good massage in one area. I like that. Stop fooling around you. Break it up a bit. Alright. That's like it. It's just massaging that one area, which I don't want it to do. Yeah, there we go. That's what that's it. Getting there. Alright, so I've pretty much covered everything. I'm just going to check one more time if I've missed anything from that comment, any steps, and then if not, this will be the end of the video. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, and thanks very much for watching my videos and helping my baby channel grow. Thanks guys.